Good afternoon once again. Well, I'm on to the second part of my treat that is going to a party for my son's girlfriend's, I don't know, some friend that's retiring, and she's going to get the coconut brownies, and now we're going to make bourbon balls. Oh yeah, I haven't made these. Well, it goes clear back to when I was 17 years old. I was always in the kitchen helping my mom. And this was one of them, but this one has a funny story to it. So I'm going to start with how to prepare these before I ever get into my story. How to prepare these simple little bourbon balls that I think this crowd that she works with, I think they're going to get a big kick out of this. You can make these at any time of the year. You really can. So this will be fun for her. So you're going to need I get the brand name on most everything when I do a recipe. I don't like to skimp and get off brands. So the Nabisco, these are these vanilla wafers. This is what they look like. You've seen them in the grocery store. You can make the banana pudding with these. It's a really good dessert. But these need to be chopped up really fine. Now, a couple ways you could do that. I'm just going to go ahead and take it out of the box. Couple ways that you could do that you could roll it out with a roller, you could smash it by hand, you could use a larger food processor, but you know, I really like my little one here. It does a good job on what I want it to do. So I'm going to start with this first. And again, we need 3 cups of this, and according to my recipe, they use the full bag of these, but we'll see on here if it does take the full bag or not. Probably will. Probably will. And the reason why you want them chopped fine is because these balls that we're going to make do need to be fine so that you can have more than one popped in your mouth. More than one. Okay, so see, even at that, I'm only up to a cup. Only did a cup on that. So I'm sure it's going to take the whole entire box to do this recipe. Like my brownie recipe, I'm doing 2 of these. I'm doubling the recipe, and I don't like to do double recipes all at once. I like to do one recipe, clean up my mess, and start all over and do the next recipe. That's kind of how I like to do it. I watched a gal do that doubling on a recipe one day, and it did not come out. So, okay, this is almost 2 cups. Almost. This little KitchenAid little chopper and puree little guy, I highly recommend. It's on my website under gadgets, cookingwithcaroldiane.com, and you'll find it under the gadgets area of where to get it. And I've linked it right where to get it. And it's nice. It really is. It's just kind of nice. And it's so fast. That's what I like about it. It's just so fast. Okay, so I'm sure that we're going to have 3 cups now. So I add just a little bit more to top it off of my 2 cups in there. Yep, that's 2 cups right there. And then 3 cups. Yep. So 3 cups are in the 1 box of the crackers. Okay, with that out of the way, set my machine away. Then we're going to take some, well actually I don't. I've got to have that machine right back. I kind of forgot. It's been so long since I've made this. I mean, I'm certainly not right around the corner from being 17 anymore. It was a long time ago. Many moons ago. Okay, now you're going to need a cup of chopped walnuts. So we'll go ahead and measure these out. Yeah, let's measure those little guys out. Nice fresh walnuts. I usually, like I said, I get my walnuts at Sam's Club. I just like them. They come in a big bag. I think it's a 5-pound bag, I don't remember. And I really like them. So, okay, let's cut that. See how fast and easy? I love little gadgets like this that do the work for you. Do it for you. Okay. Combine these two dry ingredients first. That's the first part of the recipe. To get those in first. Then you're going to take, I use Eagle brand of the sweetened condensed milk. And you will need 1 full can of that. 1 full can. Isn't it nice that they finally, somebody thought, and they finally have the pop-up lids instead of getting the can opener out all the time? I think. Just pour that in there. Oh, yeah. That's going to be nice. Get it all in from the can. This is such a fun little treat. And yes, because these 40-year-olds all like to have beer and drinking and all that, the next ingredient, I actually had to have her go and get because I don't drink. Sorry, I don't. And I don't even know why I'm apologizing for it. I don't. It just kind of poisons my system. And so I've just learned over the years, even a small little glass of wine just really upsets me. So I don't do it. Next, you'll need some good bourbon. And I told her, I said, when you go to the liquor store, don't be skimpy on this. You need some good Kentucky bourbon. So she brought me back some. She did bring me back this. We'll get into this, and you're going to need 1/3 of a cup of bourbon. Oh, wow. Okay, let's go 1/3 of a cup of that. Perfect. Now again, I'm going to be doing this again, making a second batch. So that'll be all right. Pour all that in there. Yeah. That'll be nice, won't it? Wow, I can smell that. Can smell that. Now we just want to mix all this up really well. Really, really well. Said, I remember my mother making this quite often. She really did, for different things, parties. My mother was like me in a sorority group, and they would have all kinds of different functions at the Elks Club. And then she would bring this as a little fun treat to have. Everybody liked it. Okay, so that mixed up very well in here. I'm doing this for this gal now and as a fall treat, but like I said, this could be at any party, any time of the year. And because it does have alcohol in it, this is a fun treat to take to these office people that like all this. Okay. Now I'm going to set that aside for just a minute. And I'm going to get out a bowl here and put some powdered sugar in it. Probably about that much, probably. I gotta grab another spoon, just a minute. Don't know if I want a big big one or a little one, so I'm grabbing both right now. So this is the powdered sugar. And I'm going to be putting this on a cookie sheet for right now, lined with parchment paper. So it's going to go right here. And now, as well as I remember my mother doing this, what we would do, I'm going to try it two different ways here, is you get the palm of your hands, you know, like flour, but it's with the powdered sugar now. And then you just take a little bit of this. You don't want them real big. Just enough that you can roll this to a round ball this size, and then you're going to roll it in the powdered sugar. Now, many, many years ago, and place this onto the cookie sheet. So many, many years ago, when we were making this, my mother had a best friend that came over to the house, and that afternoon she was coming over to the house. Well, we had made several of these, all on the cookie sheet. We didn't eat them, we were just making them. Okay, so here comes this best friend. Her name was Alice. She's long gone by now, but her name was Alice. And so my mom would say, yeah, you know, come on in, we're making bourbon balls. Okay? And the woman came in the kitchen with all these on the cookie sheet. Oh, she says, can I have one right now? Oh, yeah, you know, try one. Okay. She popped that whole thing in her mouth. Just popped it in her mouth. And pretty soon, just for a few minutes in there, she looked at me as I continued to do this. And she looked at my mother, whose name was Virginia. And she says, Virginia, what did you roll these in? My mother just innocently looked up at her and said, well, powdered sugar, of course. She says, no, I don't think you did. Of course, my mother was curious about that, and she went over, and instead of popping the whole thing in her mouth, she just took a little bite of it. And, oh my gosh, the look on her face, she says, well, what did I do? And, well, what is that? She says, I think you mistakenly took the, something else besides powdered sugar here. What she had done is they came in boxes back then. And she had taken baking powder. And every single one of those were rolled in baking powder instead of the baking sugar, powdered sugar. And so they definitely had a taste to them. And so we had to start all over with the recipe. All over with that recipe because Mother somehow got the two mixed up. And that wasn't good. And so we did. We had to start all over. And we laughed. And isn't that what is fun about when you're cooking something, have somebody over, whatever boo-boo mistake that you made? Who cares? You laugh about it. You remember it for years to come. It was a fun time in the kitchen making something that the first one didn't come out. The first batch didn't come out, but that's okay. It's all right. So that's what I remember with these bourbon balls, is my mother messed up and put them with the baking powder instead of powdered sugar. What a combination, huh? They did things back like that back then. We can do them now. I'm glad to do something crazy like that. I really am. Now, when I want to chill these are going to last. You just keep kind of forming them so that they do make the ball look, because that liquid in there tends to make them flatten out just a little bit. I can refrigerate these in an airtight container. These will last, oh my gosh, these will last up to even a month. But because these are going here in just a couple of days to this gal, they're going to be gone pretty quick. They are. And I hope they all like them. I really do. I hope they get a big kick out of this. So I'm going to continue and make a whole bunch of little bourbon balls. I won't be eating it, but I'll make a whole bunch of bourbon balls. And that's my quick little video. Today, like I said, take 3 cups of the crushed vanilla wafers, finely crushed. Take a cup of your nice walnuts, put that in the bowl. Add 1 can of the sweetened condensed milk and 1/3 of a cup of Kentucky bourbon. And roll them into balls, just like what I've been doing. and then put them in powdered sugar, nothing but powdered sugar, and you will have a nice little fun treat at any party, any function. Make them for upcoming Thanksgiving as a little side dish. They'd be really fun. So I'll catch you next time from my kitchen to yours. You never know what I'm going to make in this kitchen, do you? Have a great afternoon. Bye-bye now.